Oh, is that a 7500?
Yeah. All that fuck shit. Hey.
What's your name, man?
Jonathon.
Jonathon? Alright, and what do you have in here?
2 DC level 318s on 2 Wolfram Audio 2400s. And then 2 PRV 10s on a little 200 by 2.
Nice. How much battery and alternator?
These 7500 AGM battery and then 2 AGM batteries. I don't know what size they are. They're from stock.
What's it tuned to?
I have no clue, to be honest.
Did you build it?
No, I bought it because I didn't have time to build. I was going to build one, but didn't have time for the show.
What does it meter?
I haven't. I want to meter it, but I haven't metered it yet.
Okay. I'm just asking you every question.
Oh, no
People
problem.
like to know everything. So.
Yeah. You got a YouTube channel or something?
Yeah, JacobViral.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'll post you up on there.
All right.
Tell it what I'm feeling.
Back, just for a picture and all?
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Awesome. And you are these at one ohm or half ohm? I didn't ask you.
Each individually 1 ohm.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're dual too, so you know,
Yep.
1 ohm.
Okay. Sweet.
I ordered a strap.
That sounds pretty good. Yeah.
I don't know if you saw my boat, it's kind of low.
Yeah. What year vehicle are you got?
Ford Expedition 97.
97? Okay. These were the 18s. I can tell.
Yeah.
DC, what level again?
Level 3s.
Level 3s. All right. Get a little warm? Thank you, man. And your name again?
Jonathon.
Jonathon, all right. They like to see everything, so
Yeah.
you put the time and money into it, they'll like to see it too, man. Awesome. And, oh, is that a 7500?
Yeah.
That's a big battery. Nice. I like you got a little box just for your mids and highs, just to throw in there, man.
So
it works.
quick,
Yeah. It works, man.
Smells good too.
Yeah, instead of just an empty seat, you know?
Yeah. So I keep it folded up and then you face in the middle, but
okay.
yeah, I just wanted to look down in case somebody wants to see it. But yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
No problem.
Hey, I'm beyond all that fuck shit. Hey.
Hey, little mama, would you like to be my sunshine? Nigga, touch my game. You could be 10 times 3. All you do, I spend like 10 G's. I just did a show and spent the check on my mama. Okay, I might run out the Bahamas. And I keep like 10 phones, they don't really know. Nigga, get your arm, tryna pick a nigga bone. Never had a good day. Metro PCS, chicken boom, making plays. Hey, bitch, that pussy niggas hating 'cause I'm
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's JacobViral with another daily video.
First off, I'd like to say I appreciate you guys always watching. Go ahead and thumbs this video up if you thought it was pretty cool, something different. And let them know in the comments what you think about his system. And go ahead and share it to your friends if you think it was worth sharing, or go ahead and give me some feedback in the comments as well on what you feel like could have been improved or what you like out of it. So let's go ahead and get started. Today's system was the Wolfram Power running on some DC subs. Nice little speaker box he had there as well with the mids and highs, so that was a cool little plus he had in his system. And let's go ahead and do the daily shout out first. Daily shout out today is going to go to David Frederick. He said, "Hey Jacob, I wouldn't mind a shout out. Keep up the good work, and I have one question for you." He said, "I have noticed a lot of people have subwoofers facing up one way versus another way. Is there a difference? Thanks." So first thing on that, it's sometimes preference. There is a science to it, and like in this system, for example, he had his subwoofer facing up instead of back. While in a trunk, a lot of guys have the subwoofers facing back versus up because it's louder. But in most SUVs, I'd say 90% of the time, normally it's louder with subs facing up versus facing back of the box. Depending on like where you're wanting it to be loud. Like if you want it to be loud on the meter or on the dash or kick, or even if you want it to be louder where you're sitting or the demo of the headrest. I mean, there's so many factors, and you really aren't going to know without a meter to know which one's best, because just by ear it might feel louder for one, but if you don't have a meter, you won't know which one is truly the loudest for what you're trying to get out of it. But I can say for sure, always it's normally best for the subs to be up. For SUVs such as this video, trunks are normally facing forward towards the cabin, and sealing it off is best. But if you don't seal it off, a lot of people say it's louder with the subs facing the back. And in a fourth order case scenario, another thing that David asked is, in a fourth order case scenario, how does it matter if the subs are facing sideways versus facing up versus facing back? So there's like different variations in fourth orders, not just in a wall case scenario, but in a no wall. I personally think there's not much of a difference unless you're running multiple subs and multiple baffles. What do I mean by that? If you have 6 subs lined up facing one way, it's not going to matter as much as 6 subs on one side and 6 subs on the other, or 3 on one side and 3 on the other, because then you have some cancellation factors, and then you got to kind of have a slight angle to your baffles in order for your subwoofers to play. But normally on a single or a dual sub setup, you shouldn't worry too much about that unless it's too close to the port or there's an unloading factor in there. So there's a lot of variation with that. Hope you answered your question there, David Frederick. Appreciate you watching. Go ahead, I got another topic of discussion. No walls, port facing up, front, back, driver, passenger port, bottom port, comment ideas. All right, so with this system, example, he has his port facing up to the left of his subs. So is that the best case scenario? Maybe for him. He already has, if he's competing, which he's probably not, he said he didn't care, it was more demo. If he's competing, having the port on the driver's side of the vehicle puts more pressure on the passenger side. So maybe that's better, not just for metering, but also for demoing. It puts a little more pressure and loudness on the opposite side of the port. But one factor I've heard and seen good results on, not just my system as well as others, when I had a no wall, is having the subwoofers facing up in an SUV and the port back on the driver's side is normally loudest on the meter for, I'd say, 90% of the factors when it comes to SUVs. And then you have a distance test you got to do, like how far back does your box need to be from the SUV, back wall lining, to how far the subs need to be. So you can test with that as well. And this isn't just for subwoofer systems and SUVs. You can do the same factor in trunks, in the back seat, in your truck, etc. Wiggle your box around, move it in places in different locations, and see what it does in the meter. Wall case scenarios are a way different factor. It's not going to matter as much for location unless you're going B pillar versus C pillar. That's going to give you a big difference, obviously. But we're talking about having your port in a certain location is going to make a huge difference with output in different locations of the vehicle. So do some testing on that. Every system's different. Every variation is going to matter differently depending on the vehicle factors. So that's not 100% going to ever be truly answered with just one particular question. There's so many variations to test on that. Next thing, notice in this system he had a back seat where his amps were. 100% support that, guys. Always mount your amps not on your box. So even on the seat there's less vibration, and he had a piece of wood under it so the fabric of the seat isn't getting basically a heat factor, dampening factor on the amplifier, so it's allowing better cooling than on the wood. So if you can do that, don't mount your amps on the box. Mount it on the back of the seat or on the floor if even, to have it contained, so that way the vibration isn't coming from the box. Sorry, this is a long video. All right, next one. What's considered low voltage or bad voltage? So if you watch in this video, he has pretty good voltage until he started playing this one frequency that was a little bit louder than the others or lower, and it dropped into the 11s. I would say, if somebody asked me what I would recommend as bad voltage, if your vehicle sits for a day, wherever your voltage sits, AGM is 12.6 to 12.8, lithium 13.1 to 13.3. If your voltage drops below that, I would say it's considered bad voltage, where you start getting into more dirty power. A lot of guys might not say that, maybe mid-11s, mid-10s, I've seen that, but if you're AGM, then don't drop below 12.6. Up your voltage if you're dropping below 12.6. If you're lithium, if you're dropping below 13.1, upgrade. That's just so you know you're not dropping below your resting voltage of your vehicle power. I don't know if that makes sense. That's what I try to use a factor of. Obviously, we can't all afford electrical to supply our system, so we make it work. Nothing wrong with that. But if you have the money or time and just the decision to say, when do I need to upgrade? There's your quick factor. 12.6 for AGM, 13.1 for lithium. I mean, that's what I would go by. And that's all I got for the day. Thanks for watching, guys. Sorry for the long commentary. Appreciate you guys always watching. Go ahead and add me on Facebook and Instagram if you haven't already. Check out my channel for hundreds of setups such as this one. Later, guys.